All right, got two problems for you on the chalkboard. We want to take a look at these very quickly, and then we'll take a look at your homework. Practicing with division. And we started by talking about dividing simply by a monomial, a single term. And I said there's 3 steps to monomial division, class. They are, once again,
Sign number letter.
and in this particular problem, we're going to use sign number letter how many times, Brandon? 3 times. What do we get for our first sign number letter division? All right, good. Just a positive because the signs are the same. 2 because 18 divided by 9 is 2. And we subtract the exponents, get m to the first. The n's will cancel. Then our next sign number letter, Michael.
Negative 5 mx minus 2
To the x minus 2.
to the x minus 2 in 3.
Cubed.
Yeah.
All right, and then for our final sign number letter, Noah.
4.
Sign. All right, that is correct. All right. So how about we do it this way, Noah? Positive 4/3, m in the bottom, and squared in the top. And just follow the sign number letter pattern a little bit more smoothly. We'll allow you to give an answer much more rapidly. Questions on this? How many thinking the same answers as others were giving them a moment ago? And when we come here, this is not a monomial, it is a polynomial. And for polynomial division, of course, we've got a number of different steps. It's not just a nice, easy sign number letter. And so the first of all, we want to make sure we have descending order, but there's 2 different letters. How do we know which one is supposed to descend, Maddie? No idea. How do I know which letter is supposed to descend? Whichever one's listed first here. I have an m first here, so make sure the m is the one that descends. Make sense? All right, and it does. We've got the cube squared first gone. The other letter will just have to take care of itself. And so we're ready to begin. My first step is, Maddie, I have no idea. No, she has an idea on this one. Divide the first by the first, and when we do, we get? Next step, Abby.
You multiply it to 11.
Good. In other words, you will
Distribute.
distribute. Very good. And we get?
6m cubed positive 3m squared in.
And then what do I need to do, Audrey, to get?
-8 m squared in.
There we go. Of course, this cancels away, and we also then will need to. And then what do we do, Genesis? All over again. So once again,
Divide the first by the first.
there we go. Divide the first by the first, and when we divide the first by the first, we get.
-4n.
Well, you're right. The negative. You're right about the 4. You're right that there's an n because there's nothing else to divide it by. But we've got an m squared divided by m. Let's sneak an m in there as well. So negative 4mn. Once we've done that, divide the first by the first. All right.
Positive negative 8m squared in. Negative 4mn squared.
And then what, Noah? And then we'll bring down the n cubed. Then what, Brandon?
You gotta divide the first by the first.
To get
N squared.
positive n squared. 2's cancel, m's cancel, but we're left with a positive n squared. Once we've written it down,
You know,
well, we go to multiply, and yes, we do notice that's going to be a 2mn squared. That's going to be an n cubed. When we add the inverse, they're going to change to negatives. They're going to cancel. So maybe if we're lazy, we go ahead and just stop right there. If you're not lazy, of course, you go ahead and show the 2mn squared plus n cubed. You show adding the in, that's a 3. And you show canceling, and you're done. All right, questions on the long division? You had one of these for homework last night. Turn to page 18 in your textbooks. Have your homework out. Page 18 in your textbooks. Have your homework out. You just did number 10 for homework, and it also had a little handout of synthetic division problems to work. Why didn't I just use synthetic division on this last problem, Michael?
Because it was a binomial. Or polynomial.
It was a polynomial. Why didn't I use synthetic division? Abby, help your brother.
It wasn't just a letter and a number.
Good, it wasn't just a variable or a letter, as she said, plus or minus a number. It was a 2m plus n. It wasn't like m plus 2 or n plus 2. So only get to use synthetic division for variable plus or minus a number. On number 10, technically you could have used synthetic division, because look at that divisor there at number 10 on page 18. Michael, page 18 in your book. Like I already said 3 times. Number 10, look at that divisor, y minus 2. Variable minus a number, you could have used synthetic division on 10. How many did use synthetic division? How many went ahead and did the long division method? Really doesn't matter which way you did it. You get the same answer either way. What did you get for your answer on number 10, Genesis?
Y squared minus 8y plus 12.
Good, y squared minus 8y positive 12. How many had that answer regardless of how you worked it? Michael, question?
No. Not sure what I did wrong, but it didn't work out.
No, it didn't, did it? This is a positive 28. You copied a negative, and that messed the rest of it up from there. You were on the right track until then. All right, so the only person who missed it, we figured out he just copied the problem wrong. Really stinks when that happens. You got a very big remainder, like 112 or something. Which again is not impossible. It can happen that you get something like that. Just it's not very normal. Questions on 10? Let's take a look at the little handout now. And what did you get for your first answer on the? Actually, let's go ahead and do this one together. On the very first problem, Maddie, as I look at it, even as I'm looking at it, I realize it is not in descending order. So we needed to rewrite the dividend as the divisor we'll rewrite as x plus 1 instead of 1 plus x, and then the dividend we'll rewrite. There we go. And now we're ready to do our synthetic division. What's the first thing we do in our synthetic division process, Audrey? I'm going to put negative 1 in a little half box, and then next to the negative 1, there we go, and we'll draw our equal sign, and we can set off our remainder here. We hope it's a 0. No, then what? And then we're going to do 2 steps, class, alternately. Multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add over and over and over again. And when we multiply, class, we get? Add to get, multiply to get, add to get, multiply to get, add to get. So there's a remainder. How do I put the answer together? Because this is not my answer. This helps me to get the answer, Brandon.
You take negative 2, you do negative, and then you put 2 over your original problem, which is x plus 1.
There we go. For the remainder, at least, we're going to put the sign, and then we're going to make a fraction with the numeric value over the original divisor. What about the rest of the answer, though? Get a little ahead of me there.
It's the same for it. Or you put the variables in 4x squared negative 1x plus 3.
Plus 3? Okay, I thought I heard a plus 2 there. I may have misheard you. There we go. We're going to go 1 power less. This starts with cube, we start with square. Then descend it down. And then if there is a remainder like there was here, we'll get that. How many had this answer to number 1? Excellent, all throughout the class. Number 2 needed also to be reworked in a numerical order. Something interesting happens here. What went in the half box for you on number 2, Noah? Positive 3. And then next to the half box you wrote down? check and make sure you had these correctly. This isn't the way it was written on the paper. You had to put it in descending order to get this. How many did catch the flip that needed to take place? Good, all of you. And then, of course, we'll bring down the first multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. And we do get a zero remainder here. How will we write the answer? What would this zero sitting here? Volunteer. Genesis' hand is up. Oh, she's scratching her neck. Oh, well, I'm going to call on you anyway, Genesis. Looking at number 2 on the paper, what power do I start with? Y cubed, then, and then gone. What's the best way to write the answer, though? All right, well, we could leave it like that, but there's a better way, Brandon.
I just got rid of the 0.
Right, so we could say y cubed, we don't have to write the 1. Negative y squared, I don't have to write the 1. I'm not going to write the 0y at all. Let's say plus 8. And there's my answer. Is it wrong to leave it like this? No, but this is the better way to write it. How many have this answer or that answer? You had one of the two. All right, did the 0 throw you off?
Yeah, I ended up with -16.
-16. How did you get a -16?
Multiply 8 by 2.
I don't know. Anyway, questions? All right, let's go on to number 3. Obviously in the half box, you should have put a -2. Back to Audrey. What goes next to the half box?
1 plus 0 minus 5 minus 6.
All right, so we've got the 5th power, but we're missing 4, 3, and 2. We have a first power, -19m, and the 0 power. And we plug in, of course, or plug in the numbers, and we multiply and add, and we multiply, and we add, and we multiply, and we add, and we multiply, and thank goodness a 0 remainder. We plug in our letters, m to the 4th, m cubed, m squared, m, and then gone. How many have this answer, though, written hopefully more neatly than that? Question, Genesis?
I just did the sign numbers.
Okay, we're sign numbers multiplied by the negative kind of messed us up. Did you have the negative in the half box at least?
Yes, I had everything except for I had -19 and -16.
So right here, the -8, -2, you forgot to change to the positive, which gave you like a -35. Which gave you a +70, which gave you a huge remainder like 64 or something. Okay, all right, questions on this? All right, the next one. Now here, technically, class, y to the 4th minus 81 over y -3, or divided by y -3, you could have used the division by inspection we talked about in our last lesson, technically. You could have said y cubed, y squared, y to the 1st, y gone, 3 gone, 3 to the 1st, 3 squared, 3 cubed. Difference divided by difference, signs are all positive. And got the answer that way. Or you could have done a 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 minus 81 with a +3 in the half box and gotten the same answer. How many got this answer regardless of how you worked it? Did anyone think to work the division by inspection on that one? The point was synthetic division anyway, so I wasn't even planning for you to do it that way, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity to point that out. Didn't have to do any math. I just got to write down the answer. I like that because I am lazy. Maddie, you did not get that answer? Do you want to see it worked out, or did you already find your mistake?
I somehow had 4.
You somehow had a 4?
Mm-hmm. I think I said multiply, add, and then 1 thing, and then 4.
Let's see which number this is. This is 4. Oh yeah, instead of 1 times 3 is 3, you did 1 times 3 is 4, and that messed everything else up and gave you a big ugly remainder. All right, number 5. What did you get for your answer on that one, Abby?
X cubed positive x squared -2x -3.
Great job. X cubed positive x squared -2x -3. How many had that for 5? All right, excellent. And then number 6. Let me we're going to erase and give us a little bit more room on this one. What goes in the half box, class? What goes next to the half box, Michael?
1, +0, and -49, and -115.
There we go. And of course, we'll bring down the 1 multiply, class.
-5.
Add,
-5.
multiply,
Plus
add,
-24.
multiply,
Plus 120.
+120, add, Positive 5. How will we write our answer, Genesis?
5 over x plus.
Well, that's the remainder. How does the answer look?
Oh. 1 or x squared negative 5x negative 24 plus 5 over x plus 5.
And there we go. And how many had the same answer Genesis had on number 6? Questions? All right. Did you get a negative 6 or something here? Okay, that wasn't what happened. All right, just curious if it was a trend that we needed to break or if it was just, brain glitch. Any questions at all on synthetic division? Any questions? All right, let me give you one more of these to practice at your seat so it feels like we've got it pretty well down. I want to make sure we are good to go. Now, technically, you could use long division here, but I don't like long division. At your seats, use either long division or synthetic, but of course you can use synthetic. If you did not write on your handout, okay, I'm lazy and don't like printing these if I don't have to, so if I can reuse these again next year, go ahead and just leave them on the corner of your desk. I'll come by and get them from you. If you did write on them, it's okay. I can, yeah. But see, if I took it from you, the next year one kid would get a stickered one, and they would feel special, and all the other kids would be mad that they weren't special. And that would be sad. Have fun. Yeah. I'm wondering if I copied it wrong. Oh boy. There's probably something I miscopied when I was transferring my notes over, but, well, we're going to roll with it, folks. It ain't got to be pretty, it's just got to be right. Pretty sure is nice. Now I ran myself out of room. How many got this answer? Anyone else get that? 2x to the fourth negative 6x cubed?
Yeah.
How about 2x cubed, starting 1 power less, negative 6x squared, positive 32x, negative 126 plus 615x plus fifths, x plus fives, those things? All right. Okay, enough of you that I feel like I got it correct at least. Those who didn't get it, questions? Just massive numbers that probably are a mistake. All right, questions on this? Yeah, it happens sometimes. The moral of the story is, I write your quizzes and tests. And see, I can put problems like this on quizzes and tests, or I can give you easy problems on quizzes and tests. It all depends on if you tick me off or not. So if you laugh at my jokes, that's a big step toward getting problems that are not like this on quizzes and tests. I noticed lots of you laughing. That was wise. Clear desk. Except for one clean sheet of paper and a pencil. Clear desk except for one clean sheet of paper and a pencil. I think I did it on purpose just for that segue. Clear desk except for a clean sheet of paper and a pencil. Everything else away. First and last name at the top of your paper along with today's date, which is 8/24/21. I think I said 8:24:25 earlier today. I don't know. I guess I was just starting to count. 8:24:21 today's date. Tomorrow will be the 25th. 4 months till Christmas. For those who are counting down.
My birthday.
Alright, 8:24:21 today's date, and this is quiz 3. Quiz 3. For those watching on YouTube, I will be ending the first part of the video soon. I'll allow you to take the quiz, and when you're finished with your quiz, go ahead and start part 2 of lesson 10. Let's go over the quiz together though before I end this video segment. Numbers 1 through 5, write whatever would complete the statement. And then for numbers 6 through 9, divide. Any questions? All right, go and get started. Make sure you use your quiz copy as a cover sheet.